Okay, let's welcome Ravi now. Welcome, Ravi. Ravi is a passionate content writer in the field for more than 8 years. He has converted his content writing career into professional technical writing. He thrives in he thrives in conveying the message to the target audience through his simplified and effective writing. At present, he is working as a technical writer in Wipro Limited, Hyderabad. During his 11 years of experience, he has worked in different roles for multiple companies like Genomaden Global, Intelnet Global Services, and Molecraft Life Science Private Limited. He holds more than 8 years experience in content writing and medical writing, and 3.5 years experience in technical writing. He is a person of three different writing niches. Over to you, Ravi.
Yeah, thank you for the warm introduction, Ruchi, and thank you for the opportunity to be the speaker of this online conference. This is my first online conference actually, so thank you, Ruchi, for this opportunity. And TWT Tribes got introduced to so many people of this in various disciplines here. So I'll go ahead with the presentation straight away. Um,
You're most welcome, Ravi.
yeah, thank you.
Let's go ahead.
Yeah. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, this is the title of my presentation that I want to say is understanding the W in technical writing and content writing. There's thing here. W is nothing but writing. I call it writing in a short as W here. So I found the common part for technical writing and content writing is obviously writing, but the impact of writing, like I want to have a discussion on that. So just an introduction. Technical writing is a professional form of writing structured information for audience of specific areas of interest, such as software manual, guidelines, help documentation, etc. Whereas content writing, it deals with more flexible form of writing. It is conveyed in much simpler language to the target audience, and it is more of a creative side of writing. And it is published in the form of blogs, and newsletters, press releases, and more other forms. So as I told, like the examples of this is technical writing, technical documentations, process documentations, software manuals, user manuals, and much more. And content writing examples we have blogs, SEO content, newsletters, press releases, and more. This, yeah, everyone knows, but just an introduction to that. So, for prerequisites of a content writer is one should have the knowledge of developing content word to word from scratch. Like if you are given some topic or you want to develop content out of one trending topic or any interesting manner, we need to have the knowledge of developing the content. We'll do that by research. Like content writing is done mostly it's done through research, and also have that writing skill to build the content from the first sentence or first word. And yeah, as I said, the second point, ability to research the content and bring unique information. We have many research tools, and like obviously Google. Apart from that, we have many other research tools where information can be gathered, and we'll uh, make it into some single article. So, and also the nature of building engaging and storytelling content. So, storytelling. This was we had a lot of discussion about storytelling in the last presentation by Siog, and I feel I personally feel storytelling is most important part of content writing, and also technical writing for sure. So storytelling is a common part actually for both. That is very important. I think it's already relatable for you all. Thanks to Suyog, he has already had a great discussion on that. So in technical writing, we need to have knowledge and hands-on experience on the technical writing tools, and also should be aware of industry standards in technical writing, and also ability to match client expectations in delivering content for their documentation, whichever software manuals or whatever it may be. So I know everyone knows this, but just add an introduction. So I want to focus on difference and commonalities in this. So first we'll come with commonalities. What is common between technical writing and content writing? In both field, we'll both will deal with building the content in specific subject area. Like technical writing comes with specific software manual, user manual, and also content writing comes with building a blog content and building content in that specific subject area. So almost storytelling, you can say storytelling, but writing from the beginning or uh, building the content in that specific area is the most common part in these two. It's the common part of among these two areas. And yeah, this one I want to focus because of my background. I came with writing skill, I can say. So writing skill is most important part. It is common between technical writing and content writing. It needs writing skill to develop content from scratch, and that happens in both. Even the development of content also happens. Like that skill also is common with among technical writing and content writing. And the target audience. There are both in technical writing and content writing. We write for the target audience. Of course, the target audience are different. Like target whom we target in technical writing is varies, and whom we target in content writing is different. But both the purpose of the writing is the same. And yeah, formatting, proofreading, editing, referencing, paraphrasing. These are most common activities we do while in technical writing, and these are our daily headaches. Like, I can say these are our daily headaches in both ways. So, but also very important because that's how content should be presented without any flaws. And hope I'm not going fast, right? Okay.
No, you are
Okay.
fine.
Yeah. Okay. So the differences I want to focus are that content writing demands fewer tools. You know, it can we can write content in general on a blog, a WordPress, or a Microsoft Word or Google Docs. It's just all about creating content in more creating a creative way. Uh, as a blog, we build the SEO content, bring the keywords, do the research, and once that is done, we'll do the grammatical search and plagiarism search. These are basic tools that are used for content writing. But for technical writing, it has more professional and demands more effective tools to present information in the desired manner for the client. So that needs no introduction, but yeah, these two differ a lot in this area in using the tools in sense of presenting the information. So the next one is, yeah, technical writing uses more complex and technical language, which is very much needed. Yes, for the end user, it depends on the end user, whoever it may be. So the end user, it focuses on the end user, but most of the part it is internal uh, uh, in the client. So it needs technical understanding of the subject matter. And whereas content writing uses a simpler language in a more engaging way to persuade the audience, target audience. Yeah, this is where I'm coming to the point here. It is technical writer has specific scope of audience. Uh, we have the audience of the uh, client, end user, whoever reads the user manual, whoever buys the product, or else whoever is availing the service of the technical writing of the document, of the client's document. Those are the target audience. For content writing, the scope of audience is broad because the end users or target audience are the readers. Here, these are the readers. Their technical writing target audience are the whoever using the product or the services. So the scope of audience for content writing is broader. So language understanding and presentation also necessarily changes between these two, but both have that W common between these two. We just want to focus that both look different but have common line of writing, the W between these two. And yeah, how technical writing and content writing blend. Like overall point of my presentation is like for anyone who is new for writing or who is going to start a career in technical writing or content writing, there needs to be a difference to be known. Like they need to know the difference, which is better, which is much suitable for them, which is more relatable to them, and there will be generally a question everywhere. I get some from some people that what is technical writing, what is content writing. Like most of them, even for technical writing role, if you say someone that yeah, I'm a technical writer, 50%, more than 50% people don't know what is the role. Like so they feel okay, writing is there, so anyway both are same. So that there's a thin line between these two. Still, there are both are same. So for someone who is going to start a career or wants to know their area, uh, this might help to them. Or even people just have a message. I have a message in this slide that we're already a technical writer. There's nothing new I'm going to teach them, but this is this will say yes, this was what I want. Like for example, storytelling. So you told it about storytelling. I felt yes, this is the point for a technical writer. It should be like this is where the content will be delivered to the end user. So someone might relate. So my point is how technical writing and content writing will blend. Yeah, both have W in common, which is writing, and the only saving there is if you are not related to the subject matter. I mean to say, if you are not related to the subject matter, only saving thing is the writing. If you have the writing skill, you can thrive. And the zeal to convey the message to end users comes with writing. This might be a very simple theme line or else like a simple line, but this is the backbone actually. This is the backbone of both. Whatever writing we are doing here today, we have named that as technical writing and content writing, but whatever writing we are doing, the message to reach to the end users. So yeah, W being common among both profiles. In fact, it gets easier to transition between content writing and technical writing. Like if you are into a content writing profile, you can break your when you can make a break in technical writing profile or else vice versa, depending upon your interest. So I want to just put my some personal journey related slight details here, like how it helped me, how writing. I feel how writing is a backbone of technical writing and content writing like is my initial first job. There is a small job for us. Like there is an editorial manager. I was editorial manager. That's a publishing company. So you just manage the papers sent by research papers sent by the authors, and we do the proofreading work, we do the referencing work, all the things, and just send it out. Send to the related editorial board. They will review. The reviewers will review, and they'll tell their final judgment whether this paper is going to be published or not. So in that we don't have any hand. Like we don't need actually we don't have authority to touch any word or sentence. Like that is editor will tell to the reviewer, or reviewer both communicate to the author will make changes, any grammatical or anything. So that lies with them only. So we don't have that authority. So only one thing we were left with is a concept called research highlights, because there was a website we had. So there any article gets published somewhere in PubMed. There is a website called PubMed where all the medical research papers get published. So we check the abstract. We'll take the abstract and write it in our own sentences, like 3 to 4 lines. Yeah, 3 to 4 lines. The abstract will be like something around one paragraph, 100 words, 150 words. So we'll take the abstract, whichever research highlight that is related to my journal. Like it's again and again, I'm going out of the topic, but yeah, this research highlights I used to prepare. I used to write on my own words. Like, see, should not have a copy material or anything like that. No plagiarism. But I didn't know about plagiarism at the time, but I got into practice with that, like, writing on my own, like that. So yeah, because my own talent of writing research from scratch and writing blogs, and just this is a small example. My old blog. This is blogger. You all know this. Google have already scratched this out, but this is published in January 2014. But this is very simple, very basic, nothing here. Like, it's about colors. But this is when I recognize, okay, I have, if I get a topic, I can build a content out of it. So my journey almost started at that time, and I started taking up assignments of content writing, building up content, taking up keywords, and building from scratch, and making the main part of the W. I have been part of that main part of the W from them. And yeah, well, W may continuously being the race of the skill for myself. Yes, and yeah, in fact, the backbone of my field, that was writing in it. Tools are the part of standards. We need to excel in combination of skills. Yeah, what I want to say here is simple, that like along with the tools, which are very important for technical writing, which are part of the standards, there is a need of skill and also technology combination. The combination of these two will only make us an effective technical writer. That everyone knows that. And but that is the point I want to make out of it. Yeah, that's my conclusion is technical writer is more of a technical side and puts on gaining knowledge with the help of SMEs like technical writer. We stay in touch with subject matter experts because we are not exactly into the field of that. If we may excel, like as Puneet told, are we the X factors? Yes, it also draws some point for the bit, because SMEs keep always giving us inputs, and we don't know that language. Like we don't know that. Look, we had to learn. For some time, they'll give us the knowledge, but later on, they don't have time. They just give the content like that. But we have to process ourselves only not in the form of English, but in form of storytelling, or else in the form of whether the end user is able to understand or not. So for that, we need to again understand the subject. So there is one complexity in that, but overall, this is what the role about technical writing. And yeah, technical writing makes a profile closer to the subject matter expert, yes, and gains knowledge on the product and service effectively. Yes, definitely as a technical writer, we can grow by knowing understanding the client's product or the service, working closer with the SMEs. And it has vast depth in the software industry mainly, and it opens us doors for future opportunities. And coming to content writer, it is not necessarily confined to single subject area. Why I'm saying is this: as a content writer from around 2013, like that I started, and from then I have touched around 10 to 15 subject areas. I even don't know. I didn't do any post graduation. I don't do any graduation. No idea. Even I wrote content on law firms content. So that is all with the extensive research that I was mentioning here. Extensive research, law content, and we have SEO content, and there is decors, interior designing. There is a lot, very vast areas to be covered in a content writing. Of course, I'm not expert in that, but the research and proper presentation helped me. And yeah, content writing, I want to say, is content writing is a foundation for a technical writing profile. In fact, technical writing can be understood better if you have background of content writing. Yeah. Writing, I cannot say content writing, but writing, if you have good understanding of writing, or else if you have good background of writing, it lays a good foundation for a technical writer profile. And tools part that you can learn, like as per your experience or from courses we have everywhere available today. So the W part, I'm giving more weightage to that part. W weightage for that, because that forms the backbone of everything, because it's all writing. So that's it. If you have anything,
Thank you so much, Ravi.
Yeah.
So participants, are there any questions? So I would say that the explanations are very clear. So we don't have any questions.
Ruchi,
The things were
Ruchi,
so
one
simple.
second.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm not sure if the person is here in the discussion right now in the session or not, but yeah, in the forms we do have one unique question. So I'm not sure, Ravi, if it's already covered, but I'm just reading it out. If it's already covered, you can tell me, okay?
Okay.
So the question is how challenging it can be for a technical writer to work or try hands-on content writing. That's part one. Second part is difference between technical writer and technical content writer. Are these similar profiles?
Yeah, Puneet, this was my question. Yeah, both the questions were posted by me.
Ravi,
Yeah.
were you able to hear that?
So for
Ravi,
the
you're on mute.
no, I'm not on mute. I'm sorry. Hello.
Yes, Ravi, sorry, go ahead.
Can you hear? Okay. Yeah. For the first question is, yeah, how difficult it is for a technical writer to be a content writer, correct?
Right.
So I think if they have the writing background, like you have that ability to write content from scratch, like it's already the same point again. But if you can write, if you can do that, should not be a difficult part. But still, if that's very new for that, um, you know, you can practice with your own blogging, or else you can check whether how better you are able to convey the message within you. Like if you want to write for about something, that this is very general one. Like I wrote about some colors or something. That brought me out that okay, this is what I want to showcase. Like if I'm able to write paragraph of content about something I like, some movie and all. So you can see the product output, like okay, how better the message went. Like you will be thinking something in your heart that okay, I want to showcase this. So you need to check with yourself by writing, keep writing, and also you should be liking to write. Like first question in any interview of content writing or technical writing I face is that what is the reason to you to do this profile, to take up this profile. They will ask, and the answer they expect is you should be interested to write. Ability to recite and write. Many people might not have that skill. They might have. That is a second thing, but you need to have that in you, and this it will take no time. Like in no time you can learn, even whether you are a technical writer or anything. I think I answered.
Yes, great, great. I think that gives a good insight. Thank you, Ravi. And anybody else has any other question for Ravi right now?
And I think even they asked about technical content writer, right? So
Yeah, the second
this
part
term,
was difference between technical content writer and technical writer.
yeah, this word confuses me always, but I never came across a profile with technical content writer. But I think both will be the same, but not sure.
No. Okay, so let me take
Actually,
that. The both are okay. Somebody was saying something. Please go ahead.
yeah, Puneet. Actually, in the first session, Chandrak sir also mentioned about this, that nowadays we do hear a lot of things, even the positions also, we come around the job positions by saying technical writer or technical content writer. So this was my question that I
Yes.
have posted. So what's
Yeah.
the actual difference and what the company is looking for? I mean, does the job responsibilities vary as a technical writer and as a technical content writer? What are the deliverables we have to work on it, or it's just the name of a position which a company has, decided?
Yes, Komal. So the what I have seen based on the Ravi, can I go ahead and take that question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So Komal, what we see and overall in the JDs and different people, recruiters. So technical content writer is certainly something new, which is considered to be a mix of technical writer and content writer. Reason is for the output that the way in which you are providing. Technical content writing generally is expected more to write in a blog fashion about the KB articles kind of thing, but the stress there is more on technology. Okay, as a technical writer, we also say, okay, we should understand technology, we should understand domain, and then only we can be a technical writer. Then a major question is how many technical writers actually understand the technology behind the product? We generally work on the front ends and all. So a bit of more technical knowledge adaptability is required by definition for technical content writers, and generally the output which we have seen is more in the form of blogs rather than in the form of guides that technical writers do. That's a very high level of
The
difference.
technology knowledge, when you refer as the technology knowledge of the product, then do you mean that the software on which the product is created? Like we always do interactions with
No, the
the SMEs and
language, the architecture, the backend,
okay.
what it's working on,
So
bit of
a
more
person,
information of them.
so a person should have a technical knowledge or a technical background for this. Do you mean that he or she should be aware of the software languages or something?
Not exactly an expert in that, but at least that person should be able to understand what it is.
Okay. Okay. Because
So I
anyhow,
think
when we are understanding, anyhow, whenever we are writing any document for a software product, we do the interactions or SMEs. We do learn and understand the architecture, anything about the product, that how the software works or how the product works. So is it that isn't that
no, so
enough
that's where I'm saying how it works is the front end thing. Okay, the
yeah.
focus here is more on the back end stuff. You should have. So if somebody says that okay, my product is based on AWS client or something it is using, you should know what is AWS client technically, not just the definition, how it works. Okay, so if somebody says that our software runs on Linux, then related to Linux, what kind of information you can provide, that all those things. So it's up to more towards technical. Okay, sorry, I think many people want to say something. Please go ahead and talk.
I just for a small point, I'll just add it. I think the technical content writer role is, I guess, I mean, as for the difference is, technical content writer, they will be having job description, the responsibilities including the creating the user manuals or else support documents or else and for that resources will be internal, company internal, like as you said, knowledge KB documents of knowledge sources within internal. So and again, technical content writer, they will be doing that, and also along with that, they'll be dealing with the blogs, that is needed additionally to the outside audience of the company. That's what I understood. Like, and as I told, content writer and technical content writer. So yeah, this is a maybe the combination of technical writer content, maybe hybrid way of technical and content writing both. Yeah, maybe that's my point. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Can I?
Yep. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so there is a simpler allegory that might help. Technical writing is like building a tent. When you have a tent, you need to put those pegs into the ground, and then you build up the tent on that scaffold. So what happens is that you have got those boundaries on which the full thing stands, and on it that you build up the full structure in which a thing or a story can be housed. So that is something nearer to technical writing. But the moment you talk about content writing talks about many different things that may or may not be a part of the product. It might also talk about things that a competitor has or about, so product just becomes a part of it, and there are other elements that start cropping in. Now, can a technical writer be a content writer? Can a content writer be a technical writer? I think it came out in one of the discussions also, and this is what I strongly and firmly believe, that to be any kind of a writer, whether it is a content writer or a technical writer, the first thing that you need is you should have writing skills. You may not have XML knowledge, you may not have markdown knowledge, you do not have that falana dinkna. No. First thing is, can you write? Try and write a myself essay of 100 words which does not have your CV content.
Okay.
Write your name. It starts with your name and then nothing from your CV. See if you have got that in you. Then you are a writer. Then the first thing, you have cleared that first step. Now, if you got a technical bent of mind and you can take up, learn up technologies and all those things, I think there was a good point that was said that if you're going to write about telcos, then you need that telco knowledge. You need cybersecurity knowledge. Those things you will have to acquire. You will have to learn. As you move from domain to domain, you will have to learn all those skills. But then the basic thing will still remain what Suyog said about storytelling and what Ravi said is about writing. Those are the two fundamental things. If you can make it into a writing skill. And then the other part is about building up that knowledge bubble around your user, whoever your user, your internal or your external. So that was when someone talked about epic and those storytellings. So Mahabharat is a big epic, but then it is made up of small stories. And all those stories are interlinked. When you actually read Mahabharat or a Ramayana, you see, acha, iska wahan connection tha. This was connecting over there. So that is a kind of, if you got an online help and you plug in the knowledge base article over there, so you are building that structure up. All that will require a kind of a vision. It will require a little bit of technology. So content writer, technical writer, over a period of time, we will have to stop thinking as a writer, and then we will have to start talking about various genres, and we will have to experiment with it.
Thank you,
Okay,
Chandrak. I think
thank you very
that
much.
helps a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, thank you very much,
Oh,
sir.
okay, so technically we are done with the session of Ravi. Thank you so much. And what we would like to do is uh, take up the break-free session. We have 20 minutes left. And yes, we have basically got a lot of questions. So a lot of questions are there from AI. Then we have AI is still talk of the town, certainly. But yeah, we are glad that on AI we have already done multiple sessions, online sessions, and it's kind of good. But yeah, we will come to the AI related part a bit later. We have some other interesting question, which I think from the audience, anybody can take. And since it's for 20 minutes, a very short answers try to have, because we have a lot of questions. I'm not sharing that spreadsheet that I am reading, but okay. So first question, let me put here, which Prachi has asked, Prachi Shah. Okay, I'm not sure if she's there. Long-term career in technical writing. Somebody throw some light here. What could be the long-term career in technical writing? Anybody can feel free to just start talking. It's an open
Maybe,
forum. You can switch on your video also.
maybe writing and giving a chance to write about different domains. If not
Yeah.
technical writing, then switch to content writing. Keep on writing.
Keep jumping. Yeah, Manisha. Go ahead.
I would give my example. I'm into, I won't categorize myself as tech writing, content writer. I'm into this field since 2003. I
Okay.
think so that should suffice for the reply.
Since 2003, and I'm still there. That's what you mean to say.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Got your point. Thank you.
But
Girish?
actually,
Go ahead.
you need to tell about how you evolved. That will give her a better idea.
Yeah, but
From
she said that, okay,
2003, from
yeah, but
2003, you started, Manisha, but then now you've taken up a different role, and that is also quite a relevant role when it comes to, it is not just about technical writers, it is about what you learn and how you utilize it.
yeah.
Okay, to give background in 5 minutes. I'm basically MCA. I done MCA in the very first batch where we did not have any networking in our course. But then I joined the security company. They like this. I mean, everybody asking questions here might be able to relate it. That how do you get, or what knowledge should you should have when you are going into technical writing? I mean, the company hired me just because I had masters in computer applications. So they assumed that I have little bit of the background in networking protocol. I would understand what the developers are talking. That was the only thing why I was hired, because they assume that because I have MCA, I know what are flowcharts. I would know how to actually design the screens, blah, 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 blah. So the most important thing is, yes, you should have little background in the technology for the domain in which you want to opt for writing. So that is how my journey basically started in security in 2003. It started with writing small installation guides. It kept on evolving. I reached up to basically uh, building up the knowledge base for the product. Then one fine day I decided, okay, enough of security. So I moved in altogether a different domain of tracking and tracing, that is logistics. And during my this journey in security, I got a chance to work for the certifications. And that is where it clicked that, okay, I like working for that. And after moving out of security domain, I got chance of getting into quality compliance thing. So I started, basically it is, when you say quality compliance, it is more about developing the processes of people that they follow, various teams that they follow, and overall the organization has to follow. So that is how my journey ended up. I went into quality compliance. Right now, I'm developing quality documents or the standard operating procedures for the organization, and I'm auditing it. So it's like this is how your role evolves. It is still into writing, but a different type of a writing.
Yes, it is.
So
It is. And the SOPs are very much technical writing. Okay. Technical writing is not just about user guides.
yes, and because I have basically the engineering background, my focus, the partner which I have given is the engineering. So basically, I'm writing engineering SOPs. So
Great.
it's
Thank
improving their productivity, setting their processes in Jira and whatnot. So it's
yeah.
practically same, but yeah, it's writing.
So every door
Awesome.
leads
Awesome.
to
Thank you.
another.
Thank you, Shah.
So every door leads to another door. So what is the long term in
Yeah.
technical writing? Be there, and you will have something. See as a different path. You will have a different path.
Yes, grab the opportunities. I think Girish has raised hand. Girish, Moya, Girish, you want to
Hi,
add
hi.
something?
Yes.
Yes.
So I started my career as a junior writer, then as a reviewer, as a senior technical writer, then currently work with content strategists. I think that could be one of the role which we can expect post technical writer. I've worked as lead as well. So I am currently working as a pre-sales coordinator, wherein this role basically um, does the competitive benchmark analysis when you're working on any given product. For example, if I take a Dell laptop, there are similar products in the market, and try to identify the different features, how they write, see the different documentation of the same competitors, and categorize it and identify who is best out of you rate out of 0 to 10, and go to different client and make your point that we can improve the your documentation. So that's what content strategists basically do. So that is one thing which we can expect post senior tech writer. And being part of pre-sales, try to understand different pain points of the clients, what we in our day to in my current day-to-day life, like every week we go like 2 to 3 clients, and try to get more business to the present company. So that is one activity I'm doing now.
Great,
Yeah.
great. That's kind of exciting, something different.
So 10 years I'm into
Wonderful.
hardware documentation, and 3 years I'm with software with storage and servers, and 10 years of hardware. I worked with Airbus, Bombardier, and ATR aircraft documentation basically. So that led me a lot of opportunities, and now I'm thinking, see, UX writing is also another possibility. I mean, that throws you into a different world, and I'm planning to do course with TWT on that part. So scope is huge. That's what I feel.
Yes. With technical writing, certainly, I mean, every day something new is coming up. That's a great insight. Thank you so much, Girish. Okay, we have very interesting question where, of course, I can turn to the seniors and they will answer in a jiffy. But I don't want to turn to the seniors on this question. The question is, which programming languages a technical programming background learn? Okay, now we know generally we will say that, okay, no, nothing is required. But I am twisting the question here. I am asking the audience here, imagining that most of you are already technical writers. In your career so far, have you been forced to learn programming languages to do technical documentation? Yes, no, anybody? Yes, Ravi.
Not force, but there was a need to better the content. Like content was.
Force doesn't mean.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So the need for improving the content, like the client expected more, because the SMEs give the core content and it comes to us. So we need to have the proper understanding to present it well. So it was a need, like not force. I cannot not exactly force, but it was a prompting constantly that you need to learn the process, that you need to understand the technicalities, etc. Yeah.
Yes, so you stepped in. Yeah, nothing like that. You have to do it. Anybody else? Arthi Devi Prakash, you want to say something?
Yes, thank you. I was just looking to raise my hand. So basically, I just in my journey, I've been an R&D to start with in my career, and then moved on to technical writing because of my love for writing. But throughout my career in technical writing, which has been since 2007, I've never been asked to or found the need to learn any programming language. And the reason for that, I feel, is more because whenever we are writing content or in technical documentation, we are looking more from helping the user understand and use the functionality of that product, and less about the actual design insights and the programming languages that were involved. So it's not into the R&D aspect of it, but more as to how that whole product can be used. So it kind of overlaps with what a tester would see on the product versus an R&D. So the short answer is no, I haven't found the need to kind of learn a programming language just to be in the technical writing field.
Great, thank you so much for the insight. So Yog, you want to add?
Just one point here. What Aarti said is absolutely correct in my case as well. Never had any need to learn a programming language. But then sometimes the ask is not, the ask is as simple as as complicated as the difference between feature and benefit. So then the developers might get back to you with this expectation that you understand that programming language in order to understand the logic that goes behind creating a solution. So what they are doing is they are creating features, but what is expected out of you is to convert that feature into a benefit. User doesn't care what your product can do. User cares what they can do with the product. So then that translation job is of probably the utmost importance to me. The way I look at it is the expectation is set to understand that any particular technical language is not from the point of view of the user, but from the point of view of translating what they want into what they have given into what they want.
Great. Thank you. So, okay, anyway, what I'm doing is I'm reading the questions from the sheet. I have around 60 odd questions. So I don't know if the person is available here or not. So we have 7 minutes left. I would stop reading from there. If any of you from the group right now, if you have filled the question, please go ahead and ask, or in case you have question, please go ahead and ask. And if nobody has, then I will again go back to the spreadsheet. Questions? No questions?
Puneet, I have a question.
Yes, please.
When are we planning an in-person conference now? Especially after this exciting session, I think everybody wants to know if we are going to have an in-person conference in Gujarat.
Can I interrupt?
In Gujarat.
Can I interrupt?
Yes, you are not supposed to interrupt. You are supposed to facilitate. You tell me when are we going to have Chandra?
No. I wanted to talk about the previous question that you when Suyog said about the benefit. Now, that is one very important point that he has made, and that everyone should keep in mind, that the moment you write about what your feature is, it is of no use. You are giving your own report card unless you convert it into a business benefit, and that is where the storytelling lies. Unless you convert it into a use case, unless you convert it into a business benefit, it's of no use. No one is going to read you.
Yep. Thank you. And so coming back to Suyog, so yeah, Suyog, there are some, we are planning ASAP, so there are some logistics involved with it. So hopefully this month end, we should be clear. When are we having? But yes, from our end, it's that we are just trying to have it as soon as possible. And when I say as soon as possible, that means 2 to 3 months, not 1 year. Okay. Yeah. So any other question, anyone? That makes me feel that, okay, people who have written the question in the spreadsheet are not here. So, and anyway, we don't have time, so then I won't take it further. We will deal with these questions in a separate way. So one last time, any more questions, or else I will request Ruchi to wind up.
I see there's one question from Shruti. What are the prerequisites required to write blogs on different topics or press releases on various domains? How to give a start for writing these documents, or probably how to write the steps for it?
How to write steps for blog writing.
Yes, or press release on various domains.
Press release. Okay. So anybody has the answer for press releases?
So I come from a background in which so in 2000, when there was this famous .com crash, as a technical writer, I lost my job and I had to go back to journalism. And I was working with Bhaskar, and that is where I got my journalism teeth. And later on, that came handy when, as a writer, I had to write press releases for the technique from the software side. So when you got a press release are usually going to talk about what the event is all about, or what are you going to write about, a very brief description, and then about the parties that are involved, once again very brief, and what is the final business benefit that they are planning to deliver. So that is a kind of a usual breakup for a press release, unless you have got very specific points to be said.
So does that help? So was it who asked the question? I hope
No,
helped.
it was one question that somebody had posted in the group.
Oh, it's in the group. Sorry, I did not say that. Okay, great. So I hope that helps. Okay. But yeah, one thing I will certainly say from my experience of journalism, if a technical writer wants to know how to write a piece of topic where the subject is very direct, and in lesser words, you are basically basically filling the most important information and the most important part, where every line makes you feel that you should read the next line. Every para makes you feel that you should read the next para. I think that is something in technical writing. It is very much said also. We should have that kind of writing capability. So in case you want to check that, go online, or even if you are buying newspapers these days, check what are those press releases, how it happens actually. It's very interesting. Okay, so do we have any new question? No questions. Okay, so I think we're running out of time now and we have just 1 minute left. And thank you so much everyone for joining. Ruchi, the host, please come over and wind up.
Thank you, Puneet.
And yes, Ruchi, before everybody signs off, can all of you who can be on video come on video? We can take a screenshot. Whomsoever wants to break free with videos.
So next time when we have this kind of a meet, we should actually explore what are the different genres that are there in writing, not just about technical writing and content writing. There is something for competitive intelligence also. And there are many other forms so that people can understand and choose their calling. So that is one of the suggestions.
Sure, that's a great one. Okay, more people? Otherwise, ready? 1, 2, 3. So thank you, everyone. It was really great to have you all here. And I think apart from the sessions, which we all the time keep on enjoying, what I liked the most was the last part. And that doesn't mean any offense to the speakers. You guys were amazing. Okay. But the last part where we want to break free, and I'm sure like what Chandrak also added, so we are going to have more of it in the coming sessions, okay, where you can come and talk also. That's very much required. Yeah, in WhatsApp groups and all, we do keep talking, but that's still writing. We don't hear each other. So thank you so much for contributing. Yes, Ruchi.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, the presenters. Chandrak, Ravi and Suyo. The presentations were wonderful. And I would like to thank TWT for organizing this online conference for Gujarat Group. Thank you, Puneet,